So who that's watching this video likes to get a rise out of somebody on occasion? You know, to be a little antagonistic in order to get maybe under somebody's skin for entertainment purposes, or even sometimes we do it for manipulative purposes. And if you have a brother or a sister that you grew up with, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We have 4 kids in our house. And you could bet that a good portion of the things that are said, like between these kids, are just said to antagonize their sibling. It's like we feel we have control over a person if we can get maybe a rise out of them, and to a degree that's actually probably true. That type of antagonism, I would say, is built into the human framework. And I am not sure, though, even though it's built into us, I'm not sure that it's actually really a productive thing. As a parent, we have all probably turned around in the car and looked at one of the kids and said, "Why did you just say that?" You know that it's only going to make them get louder. and to which the typical response from the kids is just shrugged shoulder. I don't know why I said that, they'll tell you. Well, yes, you do know why you said that. You just wanted to get a rise out of your sibling, that's why. And by getting that response, you just showed that you have a perceived dominance over them. But the real question is, what does it really accomplish? So when I was gonna make this video, I thought, you know what, let's do a couple videos that are a little more lighthearted, and that's when I decided that I was going to go off of this one particular Bible verse that I'm going to show you in a bit. And when I read that Bible verse, I immediately thought about antagonizing someone. But in order to make it a little bit lighter hearted, I thought, man, I'll just look up and see if there's any jokes on the internet about antagonism that are appropriate. And you know what I found when I Googled that? There was not one single page that had jokes about antagonism. Instead, what I found was a bunch of psychology websites that told me why antagonism is terrible and it's mean and it's awful for society. And by the time I looked at the first couple of those websites, I actually felt like an absolutely terrible person for ever having an antagonistic moment in my life. Almost every article equated an antagonist with a person who tells sexist or homophobic or gender-based jokes. One article even told a little bit of a different style joke in it, and then said that men typically find that joke to be funny, while women do not. And men are absolutely terrible people for laughing at that joke. And I know you're all thinking, so did you laugh at it when you read it? Yeah, I did. It was funny. And then honestly, I'd like to tell some of them people that if they just weren't so doggone sensitive about everything, and if everything didn't bother them like that, then life would be easier. And then I thought, well, that was probably pretty antagonistic of me to want to say that to them. And by the way, it's interesting because each one of those great people that wrote that article, I guarantee have particular political positions. And when they read a political cartoon that puts down the ideology of the other side, they probably laugh and gloat about that political cartoon. And you know what those political cartoons are designed to do? Antagonize the other side. So don't write an article that tells me that antagonism is just bad for society and you're high and mighty and you would never ever participate in such a terrible thing like that. Because I bet if I talked to your parents, I'd get a whole different story from them. Stinkin Snowflakes. Here's your participation trophy, right? Sorry, I'm just antagonizing them a little bit. But then I really thought about something. Maybe to some degree they're actually right. Antagonism, or purposely getting a rise out of someone so that you can assert your dominance, over their behavior, it really probably isn't all that productive. In fact, I bet I could show you from Scripture that it really isn't productive or necessarily a good idea at all. Instead of antagonizing with our words and with our actions, Christians are called to try to move people in a different direction. Romans chapter 14 and verse 19 says this: "Let us therefore make every effort to do what leads to peace and to mutual edification." So I ask the question again, what does antagonism really accomplish? Sure, when you do that, you'll get a few people that will join your side, but it's going to actually alienate a lot more. Instead of speaking or writing words that antagonize, let's aim more for words that lead to peace and mutual edification. Think about it, believers. Would you rather be, and I want you to really think about this, would you rather be an antagonist and alienate many people from listening to your testimony about Jesus Christ? Or would you rather speak words that promote peace and are uplifting to others, so that when you do speak to them about the difference that Jesus Christ has made in your life, that masses are willing to listen? Let us therefore make every effort to do what leads to peace and mutual edification. It's far more important than getting a rise out of somebody. Think about that today.